Yeah, on my grind all day, gonna make a million selling that someday. You know I'm in the building when I write this way. Put me in the pound when I bite this game, bitch, I'm an animal, eating these rappers, I swear I'm a cannibal. About to fulfill all my dreams, I'm a fiend. I've been plotting and scheming, this shit is obscene. I rise on fleek, what in the fuck does all that even mean? Seems like we're scared of how others perceive, but let me be straight up, this shit is for me. Me, this shit is for me. Bitch, verbatim, working all day, these games I'm playing. Killing every shitty rapper, motherfucker slam. Let them all know I'm about to win it when they bum my shit right now. Right now. Ain't nobody fucking around town right now. Ain't nobody fucking with the sound right now. Ain't nobody fucking around town my shit right now. Right now. Ain't nobody fucking around town right now. Ain't nobody fucking with the sound right now. Ain't nobody fucking around town my shit right now. Yeah. Right now. Yeah.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is FloatingWilly here, and today I have a tutorial on probably one of the most requested cannons on my channel. It's called a 100 one-shot 20 slab bust Leftshooter. Now this cannon is OP. Like, it can probably knock down any base with a given amount of time, mainly because it can do everything a regular cannon can do, but shoot left. You can also disable the Leftshooter right here, and you can just straight shoot at this wall. And you can put a guider in and then take a few guiders out, which I will be showing you how to do later off in the vid, and you can actually make it reverse up, like reverse tunnel. So this is a pretty cool cannon. It's decently compact, so I think you guys will definitely enjoy this tutorial. Alright, let's explain left shooting here. So basically, one TNT block, not lit, is a full block, so the full 1.0. But when you light a TNT, or prime TNT is what it's called, it's actually 0.98 of a block, which actually gives it 0.02 room to wiggle around with. So the TNT can either be aligned to this side or this side. So that is how the basics of left shooting work. So basically, this TNT is just going to fall into here. This piston will align it to this side, right here. And this piston will align the TNT that falls down here to this side, causing it to shoot left or right depending on the timings. So if you wanted to right shoot, basically what you would do is you'd make this TNT go off before this TNT. So left shooting and right shooting are basically the same thing with just some small design tweaks. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this, kind of a ghetto rig of what it would look like. So notice that one TNT that was off to the right, that is actually the left shooter, or this part right here, doing its job, but in a more minimized design, less efficient. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot again, and it shoots left, and that is how left shooting works. But there is a lot more to it that I will explain on later in the video, known as splitting the TNT. So I will explain that when we get to that part in the video. Here we are at this model base I kind of set up. It isn't a real base, but if you were looking at it from the top view, it would look just the same. So basically, this middle part right here is the actual base, and these are the walls, 10 walls on each side, and this is the north or south direction. And these are the corner pillars. So they have 10 walls and 3 corner pillars. So first thing you could do, just tank through these walls right here, 10 walls, and get to the base. Or what you could do is you could set up your left shooter cannon just off the wall, right in line with that first corner pillar, the closest one to the wall. So instead of 10 shots or 11 shots to get inside the base, you go 1, 2, 3, and then just tunnel through that, and then reverse up. So like, here's the water right here. You could just reverse up here and like destroy all those blocks, giving yourself a watered backboard just to left shoot off into the base and take all the stuff. So that is what left shooting is actually used for, and that's how you would raid a base with it. So before we get started with the build here, we need to make sure we are at the correct Y height, and the easiest way to find out is just stand on your platform that you're going to build on, and this number should be 95 right here. So now that I've covered the basics of left shooting, and I will go over more as the tutorial progresses, we can actually get started on building the Leftshooter. So how to line this up. So let's say, just fly over here. Here's your corner pillar right here. What you would do is you just come off in a straight line, and then just start from the back of your cannon. So what you're going to do is you're going to place 6 dispensers just like this, and then place 2 blocks right here, and then a redstone all on top of that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put a 1 space right here, just so that this redstone won't end up powering your actual tower, and that'll actually screw stuff up pretty bad. You're just going to place a little buffer right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to have that 8 tall on each side. Sorry for my loud keyboard. So you're just going to have that 8 tall on each side. So you're going to have a total of 48 dispensers on each side, which makes that pretty simple. Then what I usually like to do is I put a ring around this, right here. And then this part is optional. It doesn't matter if you do it or not. You can just get a piece of glass and just put it right inside the ring. Although you do need a block, or I would recommend it, just so in case a TNT kind of glitches out, you have a little casing around it so that it doesn't fly into the cannon somewhere and blow everything up. So what I have here is I just have this set up. So this is basically going to be the back of your cannon. Then what I usually do is I place 2 ladders, although they can just be air or blocks. I take the 2 ladders right there. Oh, whoops, probably shouldn't throw away those ladders. I'm going to need them. I get out my slab right there. And this does not need aligners. I forgot to mention that Leftshooters don't need aligners, so I would not recommend shooting east to west with that, because that can screw stuff up. So what you do here is you place 2 blocks right here, or not 2 blocks, 2 dispensers. Then what you're going to do here is place a block right here, a block right here. Then you're going to get your torch out, because this can does use both torches and repeaters, but it uses them in a balanced way, so not everything gets screwed up. And that is basically all for the back part. But what you are going to need to do, you're going to need to set this little part up right here. So basically you're just going to make a U, or yeah, kind of a U shape on both sides. And then you're going to place a repeater, a redstone, a repeater, then 2 more redstone. Then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. Oh, not that. And then we're going to go like this. Just alternate block with repeater and no block with repeater. Just, oh, forgot that, just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go like this. Just alternate like that. Then you're going to place slabs just like that. And then you're going to go all the way up with this. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'm going to do it on the other side. Alright, so I went ahead and I finished up these sides right here, just in case you didn't know what I was doing. I just went like this the whole way up. Or, hold on. Get this set up. Basically just alternated blocks, and then I put half slabs in the back right here, just so that the redstone goes up in a vertical path and still gets powered very compact. So now what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and shape how the rest of the cannon is going to line up, and then we are going to finish everything up with the wiring and how everything works. So first things first, we are going to need a 5 tall barrel. So what we do is we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we put the blocks on top. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, we don't need this right here, since this is where the slab bus is going to be. So what I'm going to do, since we have that, is I'm just going to come out a few blocks, give myself some space to work with. I'm going to go ahead and do this on both sides real quick, just so I know where everything's going to get lined up. Oh, that's where the sand is going to shoot into. So this is where the sand is going to shoot into. This is actually the splitting TNT. And if you don't know what splitting is, basically if you just have the Leftshooter alone on the same delay, what it will do, it will actually shoot out in the incorrect angle. And what the splitter does, it actually creates the correct angle for the TNT, the sand, and like the slab bust and the one-shot, all that to shoot out at the proper straight angle for more accuracy. Alright, so now that we got the splitter set up, this is the splitter TNT, and this is the slab bust TNT, we do need to hook up where everything else is going to go. So right here is where the sand is going to shoot in. The compressor will be over there. We are going to build that last. So right here is where the sand is going to be. So this is where the left chute is going to be. Ooh, getting a little bit of lag, sorry about that. Then what we do is we go right here and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with dispensers. I'm just going to place our repeaters. Redstone right behind them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now before I continue building this, I just want to say this is not my left shooting idea. I did have a little bit of help with it. Credit will be given at the end for all the people that helped me learn how to left shoot, just so I can teach you guys. So now to finish this, what we're going to do is we're just going to place some blocks like that. A few more just like this pattern right here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go up 3 with dispensers. And same thing right there. Going to get our ladder out. Place it right there. And this is what the left shooter is going to look like. This is just going to power all this right into here. I'm going to place blocks right here and right here also. And then how we are actually going to end up powering this is a block right there and a block right there. Redstone, redstone, and then another block right there with a repeater. And we will finish wiring that up once we get the barrel complete. Alright, so now what we were going to go and do is we're actually going to set up the actual hammer and not the left chute. So what we need to do is we need to face this piston and then move 1 block to the right of it. And then, so this is where the hammer is going to be aligned. So what we do here is we go up 2 blocks. So we can go ahead and destroy those. And then what we are going to do is we're going to place a piston right here. Going to come back here. 1 repeater. Full tick. Then what we are going to do is place a buffer right there and a block right there. Build up that buffer a little bit. And then we are just going to go ahead and make this platform a little bit bigger so that we have some room to work with. And just make it come out to about where this ends. This compressor for the left shooter ends. Then we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dispensers. And then we're going to place 5 more on top of them. Then we're going to give it a 2 buffer right on top. And this is where it's actually going to wrap around right into the top of the barrel. Then we're going to place 2 more blocks right there, or 4. Then we're going to place the actual compressor, just like so. So for the actual hammer, what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, then 1, 2, 3, oh, those are facing the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to put a little buffer right there. Going to place our 3 ladders. And then I'm just going to build this up with glass, so I'm going to get that out. And then each of these need to be 10 tall. So that'll equal about 130 dispensers. Although you only need around 120, I would definitely add the side ones here, just to make sure that everything works properly. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to select these 2 points, do that. I'm going to go ahead and knock some of these blocks out. And then here we go. Hammer is looking good so far. Everything's looking alright. So what this is going to do is just going to take all the 6 TNT, since it's only 6 wide, and it will compress it all into one right into here. And then right back here, what we are going to have is a sand piston, or 2 sand pistons. Oh, I'm breaking things. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a block just like that, if I can get in here. Then we're going to get out a piece of redstone, and place this piston against it, just like that. So now we will move on into how to power this. Alright, to start off powering this side, what we're going to do is we're going to come off this bottom dispenser right here, the bottom left. We're going to place 2 blocks just like that. We're going to place a repeater and a redstone right there. Then we're going to go off 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it should be lined up with this redstone right here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna place a block, then 1, 2, 3 redstone, and then place a piece of redstone on top. And then what we are gonna do is just the usual how I power my backs. Oh, you're just gonna place blocks just like this, and then same thing, almost. And you're just gonna place redstone, or not redstone, half slabs, and then place redstone on top, just like this. And we are gonna do something a little bit different for the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack this up, then I'll show you guys how to do that. So to power this side, we're gonna start off with about the same thing, but we're gonna come over here and we're gonna go 1, 2. And then we're just gonna make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long path just along here, and then a block right against that. Then we're gonna place a repeater, a redstone, a repeater on 3 ticks, then 4, and then just redstone connecting this, just so it kind of stays even with that. And then we are just gonna do the same system that we did on the other side right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. So I finished up this little system right here. I'll give you guys a quick overview just to make sure you didn't screw anything up. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna place a block off the roof, piece of redstone, and then you're just gonna continue that up instead of having to do some weird circuit off this thing like this. So much more efficient, saves you a repeater, saves a couple blocks and some redstone. So just like this, all the way up, just like so. Now your whole hammer is almost done, but what I like to do, as usual, just place some blocks right on top of here, just like that, and then place some glass there. Alright, now what we are going to do, since we have the hammer done and the left shoot done, is we're actually going to work on the slab bus. Well, we don't have the left shoot done, but we have the basic structure of it done. We still need to wire it up. So what we are going to do is we are actually going to take out our dispensers. We're going to start off the the slab bus right off the top of the power, this block right here. So how we do this is it's pretty easy if you're in survival. Basically what you do is you just go like this all the way up. So this is going to be 7 tall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. So it should equal a total of 21. So now how we power this is we go 1 right here, 1 block, then a block right there, then a block right there, place redstone on the 2 side blocks, and then place a slab right here. And then we are going to get out our comparators. And why we use comparators right here is because this delay is just barely longer than this delay, causing it to slab bust more efficiently than if it was just this was on 2, like, you know, let me show you guys what I mean. A lot more efficient if it was just like this, that. So we are going to be using this mainly because this is kind of a more compact cannon. So we are just going to stack this up all the way, just like this. So we would place a slab right there, and then keep going up. Alright, so I went ahead and I stacked this up like I said in the last clip. So here's just what I did if you guys were confused. And now what I'm just going to do here is I'm just going to show you guys how to build up the barrel so nothing blows up. So basically you're just going to need some blocks right in the front of it. Then right down here. You can just put some blocks right here, but you cannot put blocks right in this area right here. You can put some down to about here. Whoa, what was that? Alright. So yeah, you can put some about down to where the barrel height is, but after that you're just going to start blocking the sand. Now what we're going to do is we're going to complete up the torch circuits that we have going on in multiple places, or in 2 places around the cannon, although this one is barely done. So let's just start from this one right here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a comparator, going to put one right there, and then facing the opposite direction, going to put one like that right next to it. A piece of redstone right here, redstone right there, connecting those two. Then another redstone right there, and then a repeater, just like that. We're gonna go inside here, gonna knock down those 2 blocks, put a piece, or not a piece, a slab, and then we're gonna do the same thing right there. Gonna go ahead and go on to the other side, put a block, a torch just like that, break that block, put a piece of redstone, a repeater facing the block with a torch on it, then not a repeater, a comparator facing that block, and a comparator facing the other way. Then we're just going to do the same thing we did, and we're just going to rig it up with 1 repeater just like that. So now what we can do is we can actually power the splitter. Sorry, I forgot what the word was for a sec. And we're just going to place a 3-block little figure just like that. We're going to place a repeater right there, and then a full repeater right there. So what we do now, we're just going to go around the torch. I'm going to place 5 blocks right on top of here, all with a redstone on top of them. I'm going to place a block right there, and a block down there. So what this will do, is will actually give us some room to place redstone right here. Just 3 redstone just like that. A repeater on 2 ticks, then a repeater on 1 tick right there. Piece of redstone, connect that down to here, and then this block, or this repeater, will power this block, which will power that redstone. So these are all on the same tick, so nothing to be worried about right there. So now you have your comparator torch circuits done, and the left shooter almost done. So all you're going to need for the left shooter is the compressor, but we will have to worry about that once we get the barrel done and the sand compressor done. Alright, so before I get started with the sand comp, I'm actually going to show you how this red sand and the hammer actually work. So in my previous tutorial on my 230 stacker, I did it a little bit differently. It's kind of a bit of an older cannon. Didn't really think I should have released a new one because, let's be honest, it's pretty OP. So I might release it later on down the road if you guys really want it, but back to the point. How this actually works. So basically, this TNT gets comped into here, and if you were to just drop a sand on there and just leave it solidify like that, it wouldn't work. Because this piston would actually separate it. It would push the block over into the barrel, and then it would just turn into an entity and fall down here. But the TNT would actually get pushed up here, so I actually broke that block to get in, so you leave that there. Basically what this does, this goes off, I think it's 1 full tick before, that piston right there goes off 1 full tick before this one, causing it to actually stay an entity while it's coming down, so it gets about down to there, so about like this close to becoming an entity, or not an entity, a block. It just pushes it and it keeps it going, so it stays an entity, which actually keeps them together, so it actually hits the little filter that we got going on here. So I just want to explain that really quickly, just so you guys weren't confused. Alright, so back to the sand comp. Before we start off the sand compressor, what we need to do is we need to hook up this red sand and hammer piston. So how we do that is we just place 2 blocks right there, redstone right on top. Then we're going to place a block right under that, adjacent to it. And then we're just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. Then we're going to go left for 1 more block just so this all gets connected up. Then I'm going to go 1 repeater, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 full repeaters. We should have 9 full repeaters and 1 just on the regular default tick, and everything should be good. So this is actually going to be the top of the sand compressor right here. So this should be the level of your sand compressor, and this will actually be helpful just to keep everything aligned with itself. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we're actually going to hook up the sand compressor now that we have everything else done. So what we're going to start off by doing is placing 5 blocks right here, right aligned with this repeater. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pistons. We're going to do the same thing right on top of it. We're going to place 4 blocks right there. And then, actually make it 6 blocks. So it's equal with the compressor. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place 6 dispensers right here and 6 right here. Just like so. Then we're going to place 2 blocks right here, a block here, and a block here. Then we're just going to put some half slabs right there. And then I'm just going to put a pillar right here just so it's easier for me to place. I have slabs right there. Then you're just going to place redstone on top of that, just like so. Place repeaters here. Oop, here, here. Redstone there. Block, oop, block, block. Then some more redstone right there. Then we're just going to come over here. Oops. Place 10 blocks just like that. Put these repeaters on 2 ticks. And then connect them all with redstone. Then we're going to put a button right here. Let me just get that out real quick. So now what we're going to do right here is we're going to take 4 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a redstone line is just going to go right over here. Then we're just going to set this at 5, or not. This will be at 4, creating a total of 5 repeaters right here. Then what we're going to do, I'm just going to place redstone right here. We're going to knock this one out and set that at 4 ticks, and then just connect that right there. Then we're going to come right over here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 4. Then a block here, a block here. Then 1, 2. Sure, that's at full ticks. So that'll equal a total of 6, then 7, 8, 9. And then that should equal a total of 9.5 plus these 2 ticks. Make it all good. Okay, quick thing I forgot to mention. While I was recording that last clip, I just remembered these need to be set at 3 ticks. I don't know how that passed me. That's my fault right there, guys. So just make sure those are at 3 ticks, which create the whole 10 ticks necessary for this piston to be timed right with this TNT. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to hook these pistons up right here so that they hold the sand back, and we need to come over here and kind of get the scatter going on for the hammer. So how we do this is we first start off by placing some blocks like this. Just make a staircase with half slabs, just going 4 up, like this. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 half slabs. Then you're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1 block up right there. Redstone all along here. And then a torch right there. Then after that, you're going to place 3 comparators facing into the block on this side. 2 redstone right here. Then 3 more comparators facing the opposite way of the ones we've just placed. And then put redstone on top of these 2 blocks. Then put redstone down this half slab staircase, all the way down to where the button is. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to come right off this piston. We're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Put a block up like that. Put a repeater right here, and then connect this redstone right there. Gonna place a torch right there. Then we're just gonna place 4. Oh, whoops! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're gonna go down 1 block for the 9th block. Gonna place redstone all along here, except for this block. It's gonna be a repeater. Then we're gonna come down 1 block right here. We're gonna place 2 blocks, then 1 block above and 1 block below. Then we're gonna place redstone right there and right there. Then we're gonna take our repeaters, put this one on 3 ticks, and this one on 4. Then what we can do here is we can rig this part up. So what we need is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So a total of 15 blocks right there. And then you need to place a repeater here, here, and here. And the same thing right over here. And then just place redstone right down the middle. And this will actually create a variety of TNT working as an effective scatter for this without a comparator. So then you place a block right here, redstone on top of it. Then 1, 2, 3 blocks right here. Put full repeaters on all of them. Then you're going to put 2 blocks right here, like break the middle one, sorry. Make sure there's no TNT in these dispensers. Then what you're going to do is you're going to create a short little circuit with 6 blocks. Place 2 redstone right there, 2 right there, a comparator there, and a comparator right there. Then after that, what you can do is you can place a block here. Oh, sticky piston right there. Got a block right there. And set this at full tick. And set this one at 2 ticks. Then place a block right there. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're actually going to place 2 blocks just like this. Place redstone on top of them. And then place some more redstone right here, just until you get aligned with this. Then you're going to place another block right there. And connect that redstone up so that these are powered simultaneously. So that this will be compressing the left chute. And by the way, this piston will be open at the time. And this will be compressing the hammer. So now let's go ahead and finish up this sand comp right here. So what you can do is just place ladders all right here, all along here. I'm actually not going to do the top blocks because, I don't know, that's just one of my pet peeves. I don't like to put ladders on the top blocks. So what you can do is just this, just to block off any of the water, but keep the TNT still functioning as it should. And then I will show how to water the cannon after this. And then what you're going to do, so this is going to be your guider of your sand, right here, right aligned with this block. So what you can do is you can just place blocks all along there. So you can break that block. I'm actually going to replace that for a piece of glass. I don't know, it just looks better. I like my cannons looking nice and spiffy. So after that, what you can do is you can just kind of set up a wall right here. Because you will need a wall for the sand to be pushed against so it stays aligned. So you can just do something as simple as just fill in these blocks right here. Or you could just put glass. But you do need blocks, nonetheless. So what I usually do after that, so we'll come into here, I put blocks right here, and I would recommend you do the same just so it doesn't get clipped. And after that, you can just place blocks in here and just finish off the barrel until you get to right here in the cannon. And actually you can go right to there. But after that, these are where your guiders are going to be, so they're either going to be like this, or like that, depending on what type of shot you are shooting. So that's always nice to keep in mind. Make sure you have your hole right here, and not just a, here, let me show you guys, not just this, because water will pour into here, knock out all this redstone. And what you can do right here is just put a block right there, just in case you do forget to mine that down, or sorry, mine the block right there. But so I'm just going to leave them both in there, and let's continue on with how to water the cannon. So before we start watering, what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to finish off our barrel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up 3 blocks, put a block right there, and then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. And then build that up so it's 5 tall. Same thing over here. And then you're going to put a roof on your cannon, and then put a block right there. Then you're just going to fill this roof in. And then what you can do after this is just start filling in all the open holes everywhere. Like that, so you can just fly around. Let's see, yeah, it looks good. So now what we need to put 3 ladders right here, a ladder right here, 2 ladders right there, 2 ladders right here, and then these all have their ladders in place. And what I would recommend you do, if you have like wool or anything, slabs would work, but I prefer wool. Just put wool right there, just in case you forget to load your cobwebs and you press the button, sand doesn't get clogged everywhere and it'll just break. So now let's water down the cannon. Alright, let's water it down, but before we do right here, we need to make sure the water doesn't actually break this redstone. So what you can do is just mine that block down right there, or put a sponge right there, which will prevent the water from going into there. So what you do, you place a bucket of water right there, and just flow right into that hole. And I usually put one right there, just to make it look nice and neat. Then drop a water bucket right there. Then go to the top of your hammer here, and just place water all right there. It'll all float down. And then what you can do, what I would recommend you do, is basically water the whole barrel, even though it's not necessary, just in case something goes wrong. It's always there. And then water this little part, doesn't need to be, but always be safe. Put water right there, and everything looks like it's decently watered in this side, but we do need to come over here, water down right up here, drop a water bucket right there. Then we need to go into the sand comp, and then drop one water bucket right at the top here, just like that. Make sure nothing spills out all over the place, and I think you're good to go. So So now that we have the basic cannon done, I'm actually going to show you guys how to actually take down a base like we have set up right here. Got some corner pillars, got some walls, and then we have the base in the middle. So basically what we're going to want to do first is we're going to want to load up 100 sand right here. Because the first thing you're going to want to do is just straight shoot right through those corner pillars. You're going to want to get some red sand. This. Then have your cobwebs. You're only going to need 5 cobwebs for this cannon, so you're just going to come right down here. Just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since we're straight shooting, we need a guider just like this. 2 blocks just down, so it's a total of 4 tall right here. Then we need to disable the left shooter, which we can do by just breaking right here. And the redstone right under that. Then we also need to break right there too, so none of this left shooter is not going to be powered, or none of it will be powered, which creates less TNT used that isn't necessary. So now what we would have to do is we'd have to come right up here and we just set those both to 1 tick, and same thing right over here. Let's go ahead and fire it. Alright, here we go. One thing I forgot to mention, that slab bust can only bust around 15, so I'm only shooting around 15 slabs right now. You can easily modify that to shoot way more than 15 slabs, probably around 30, just by doubling it or whatever, but, you know, most bases only have around 2 to 7 slabs stacked up, so I'm just shooting there. So as you guys can see, that busted through 15 slabs, didn't knock down any of the other slabs, and it just kind of tanked through this first wall, or this first filter right here. So what we would need to do is just continue going through these filters. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. Set sand, and then just load it back up with the cobwebs. It's pretty easy. It's only 5 cobwebs and they're all in the same spot. There we go. And notice that little kind of scatter that we have. This is actually pretty nice for the hybrid. So I'm going to do one more. Alright, here we go. Here's the last corner pillar shot right here. There it goes. So that's 4 corner pillars right there. Now what we need to do is we need to hybrid this wall right here to give us something to reverse off of. So how we do that is we just shoot a regular shot, just how we've been doing with the corner pillars. So set sand. Just gonna go ahead and fire that. Here we go. And there is the wall. So now what we can do, since this is only 1 wall into the base, we can either just left shoot right off of this and just completely ruin the backboard, or what we can do, so we can check if this is all aligned right here, we can just reverse up and water protect the backboard. So since this is even right here, these 2 blocks, I'm still just gonna make a backboard. I'm gonna backstack with sand just in case, because if the backboard's actually jagged and the reverse TNT is actually 1 block in front of the thing, that the TNT that actually reverses it, sorry, losing my words, it'll reverse back and hit the cannon, and that's never good. So what I'm gonna do here, pretty easy to do, and I'm just gonna load a few sand. You don't need 100. I'm just gonna put 5. You don't need it spread out between all the cobwebs here. And you're just gonna disable your hammer and disable Oneshot, or disable both of those, the compressor and Oneshot, because those are just gonna be useless. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire it right here, and you can leave Oneshot sand in too. Doesn't really matter. Sand is sand. I'm gonna see where the sand is gonna hit. Alright, let's see where that landed. So yeah, the sand's hitting right here. So I'm just going to continue stacking that up. When backstacking, make sure to remove this guider right here, because you don't need a guider when you're backstacking, which makes the sand actually land a little bit higher so you don't have to backstack as much. Okay, so I just finished up stacking, and you can tell once you've backstacked enough, once the sand starts hitting right here. I just started using the one-shot sand after a little bit, so the TNT is just going to be hitting right here and then reversing right up. So now how to do this, basically what you're going to do is you're going to keep your guider out, you're going to get a trapdoor and put it right there, just like that. So this hammer TNT will just be right under your slab bus TNT, which will actually be used to reverse. Alright, so the wiring for reversing, what you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to turn back on your hammer and your slab bus. So just do that, and you do not need this scatter, so you can just disable that. Make sure it's on this side too, and we can go ahead and fire, and it should reverse. Alright, here we go. Oh. There we go, just completely reverse that. Notice how the nuking, or reverse nuking, I mean it isn't really nuking, but notice how what we just did actually destroyed part of the wall. I highly doubt any base will have this small of walls, but for this video purpose I'm just going to roll with it, and what we would have to do is just backstack right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I finished up the backstack with the one-shot sand. I just used the one-shot sand right there, and this, you really didn't need to do this, but for this video purpose, I'm just going to show you guys how to make a reusable backboard, even though this base is only one wall. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it. I need to show you guys what to do. Connect all these wirings that you've broken. Connect the left shoot mechanism right here, right there, and right there, right there. Connect hammer. Set those back to their original ticks. Same thing with this side, and you should be ready to go. I almost forgot to mention this. What we need to do right here is we need to put a half slab here and half slab right there, and make sure there isn't a trap door inside the guider, even though you should have taken it out if you're going to backstack. So let's go ahead and fire. Make sure, basically you just need to have everything turned on for this. Let's go check it out. Ooh, man. Rip that base. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to finish up this raid. Well, it isn't even a raid. I mean, this is probably one of the least efficient ways of taking down a base with this small of walls, but for a base that has around like 160 walls and like 80 corner pillars, left shooting would definitely be the way to go, because you can just get a watered backboard right here and just crank through the base. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it off one more time here. There isn't even a base anymore. Thank you all for watching this video on how to make a left shooter and explaining it. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like. If you'd like to see more content kind of like this, maybe a few different cannons, just leave a recommendation of what cannon you would like to see in the comments. And if you actually want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.